It's drafting under the influence to
Always gets me.
That laugh is so funny. What's up, everybody? Week 5 done in the books. DUI. Padiva, Commissioner, J-Lo. How we doing today?
Doing good.
Fantastic.
League-wise, I could be doing a little bit better, but it's okay.
Yeah, you dropped your second in a row this week, yeah?
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's a good little it was a game time decision. Made the wrong decision, just like 60% of anyone playing fantasy football with Zach Moss would have probably done. But to all of those other people that decided to have a little faith in their waiver wire pickup, they hit the jackpot.
Yeah, Zach Moss went off this week. Samson, you're out of the gutter. You went from 14th to 11th with just one win. You put up some points.
Thanks.
You guys played each other, obviously. That's where I was going to get to. You were the beneficiary of that. Would that have been it? Would that have or did you crush?
Yeah, no, I would have.
It would have been really close. It would have. Did you do the math already, Jeff?
Yeah, I already did the math. I would have beat you by a few points.
Oof. So instead of playing Chuba, is that what would have happened?
Yeah. If I would have eliminated the 4 points or whatever he gave me, and then just completely applied Moss's, then everything else equal, I would have beat you.
Oof.
Yeah, it doesn't sting me too much. In fact, the only thing that my head hits the pillow nicely at night is that I didn't make a dumb decision by not playing Moss. I mean, playing Chuba, maybe there's a discussion to be had there, but they were both going up against two gnarly ass fucking defenses. And quite honestly, the JT coming back into the mix, not knowing what he was going to do, not knowing what role he was going to have against that run defense, I think anybody would have second thought that maneuver. There's certainly people that decided to throw caution to the wind and play him, and they lucked out. But I don't feel bad about the decision.
I think that there is an argument to be made that you should have played him because it was his first week back from IR. That's the only argument. Other than that, I think you did probably what the majority of people did. I think when he got activated off the IR, you're like, okay, maybe he wasn't hurt. Maybe I should, bench Moss because JT's ready to go. And then they gave him that fat deal. And you're like, oh, yeah, they put him on IR. That was basically a 4-week holdout. At least that's what everybody thought. And they come out here and, JT didn't look great. Moss looked great. Moss has been playing. So it stands to reason that for week 1. Now the question is, do you play him again next week? Or do you just leave him on the bench? Like, that's the question.
Chasing those 30 points.
Yeah, he's not going to do a 30-point again, but again, who knows? I would say that if I'm gonna look at it, if the pint is going to be half full, I'm glad that they're still involving Moss in their strategy. He is not going to be a ghost in this offense, I don't think, at least. And the other silver lining is that Minshew has a sweet spot for Moss. If you saw that when Richardson came back, I mean, even without a JT, Moss kind of took a lower role there. He's a rushing QB, man. He works a lot with his feet. So the fact that he's not there, I think they're going to continue to feed Moss, especially like in those early like drives, and then maybe even to like, hey, we got the lead, let's just feed Moss. They made too much of an investment with JT not to use him, but they did make a hefty investment with him just to be extra cautious.
Quick shout out to the Sunday Scaries. Always appreciate comments as we're live. He's taking a shit at work right now, and he says Los Sunday Scaries are going to bounce back. We'll get to you shortly, sir. But we're going to focus on these two dudes right now because, Commissioner, last week you said a comment that I didn't agree with. And if classic Samson, you start sending DMs my way about how right you were, even though it was like slightly 1 week skewed numbers, but whatever. I'll let you run with your poll. You won. That's what matters, right? You won the game. Your boys showed up. You played 3 Falcons. Pitts has a pulse. You survived a week without Jahmyr Gibbs. Tell us how you feel.
I feel great. I feel like I'm touching ground here for the first time this season, getting to 100 points. Blew up for 124 this week, but first time hitting 100 this season, man, and it feels good. This is what I've been waiting for. This is it. This is what I think my team is capable of. Again, it's just you got to trust the process, man. I built this team. I assembled them, knowing. Not knowing, but having a damn good feeling they were gonna start slow, and they did, and I hope they don't lose any steam going forward. So very happy with the performance, man.
Did you feel like the world was against you when you were riding the bottom of the barrel and everybody was like, commissioner's last? Did you feel like it was you against the world this week?
Yeah, a little bit. I know a lot of people. I got a target on my back being the commish. I'm may not be always humble when talking to you guys about fantasy football, and being at the bottom, I think for the first time ever, I was telling people, I was like articulating it, getting it out of the system, and helped me get through it. I wasn't too stressed out, to be honest.
Well, you survived you won a game where Jeff had 3 of his best players on bye week. One of them hurt, and then the other one, so Jeff, you got listen, you put up points. You can't, what I'm saying? Like, you can't take too much away from you, but Jeff was like almost one hand behind his back this week. So either way, you get the win, and at the end of the day, that's what fucking matters, right? Who gives a fuck? I won. Like, you think who was it that Diego played? You think Victor is like, you know what I mean? He lost by point.
You gotta be hating it.
0.3. You think Diego gives a fuck that he won by 0.3? No, like, that's just it is what it is. You win a game.
Doesn't matter if you win by a mile,
right,
or an inch or a mile.
I got about a dozen of the same messages from Dante over the course from Thursday to yesterday. Why do I have to be playing you this week? Why do I have to be playing you this week? Because he's the opposite of Diego. Like, Dante scored 149 points and loses. Those are the ones that hurt more than anything. When you fucking put up, like last week, Oscar put up 134 points and lost against me last week. Like, I've been having to defend out of my asshole. Jeff scored like 200 points against me, and that's the only reason I lost that week. Like, it's just been, I've been taking everybody's shot straight to the fucking face. I got the most points scored against me. And if I didn't have like 3 decent weeks, who knows? I might be in the beer bitch race, but somehow, some way, I survived.
4-1, baby.
I'm 4-1. I'm currently in first place. Don't worry. The fall will be steep and will be quick now that Justin Jefferson's out for 4 to 6 weeks. My team, but I got my 4 wins, so I feel comfortable. Right. That I'm out of the BB race. I had hopes that I had a real chance at championship again, but with Justin Jefferson out, who the fuck knows?
You don't.
But
know.
anyways,
you don't know. It's not just about what you lost; it's what everybody else is losing. And let's not forget that Diego, squeaked out a win, and it's got to hurt Veeb just because of the rest of the NFL happenings that happened in week 5. But one of the other things is, dude, Victor's not even at week 7 yet. I mean, his week 7 is going to be a disaster. So for him to not have gotten this win, it's got to hurt, not just because of everything else, but that it was because it was by an ass hair, and he still needs to worry about week 7.
And the Cowboys got throttled in real life.
And that's what I'm saying. And then that's what happens when your strategy is, I'm going to sacrifice a week because I'm going to pile up all of my favorite team's players. And I'm going to sacrifice that week knowing that I'm at least going to have 1 loss. Right. And so for Victor, it kind of hurts a little bit more, but he has a solid team. And if he can get his momentum back, this whole goddamn season has just been riddled with injuries, and nobody knows who's going to get hurt tomorrow. It's everywhere. Yeah. This week, Travis Kelce for a little bit and they came back, but Justin Jefferson, Devon Achane, I'm missing a few, but like there was T. Higgins was out this week. I mean, it's just been a bloodbath. Saquon Barkley didn't play this week. Aaron Jones hasn't played for 2 weeks. Christian Watson, Olave. I mean, Watson didn't play the first 4 weeks. Like, it's just been and I'm sure I'm missing a ton. Like, obviously that's what my side gig is now. So
familiar with all the injuries and stuff, but dude, it's been a bloodbath, man. It's been a fucking like Devontae Adams hasn't been 100%. Daniel Jones just broke a neck, even though no one's playing. Oh, Deshaun Watson, his fucking shoulders popped out. Anthony Richardson, he now is going to be out for multiple weeks. James Conner's on the IR. Khalil Herbert broke his fucking ankle. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, dude. It's just
rough
been
out there, buddy.
it's rough out there. So you're right. Like there's been a lot of blood so far in the first 5 weeks of the season.
Last year I think was pretty a year with a lot of injuries as well, plus COVID. But it wasn't there a recent change to training camp, and they practice less in the off season.
Yeah,
Kind of
there's
a tangent,
rules,
but
there's
I
rules.
wonder
And
if
then
that's
most teams don't even
impacting.
play their guys in preseason. I
Mm-hmm.
think there was a stat that if a team played starters at some point in the preseason, they won their first week, and the ones that didn't lost. It was significantly swayed. Yeah, but you're right. I mean, who knows, man?
They should check that, playing time in the preseason or training camp time versus being injured.
I don't know,
if
man.
there's any
Something's in the
correlation.
Gatorade. Something's in the Gatorade. But like, I think, the takeaway for this week is that it was the first week of buys, so everybody, add buys into it, and now it's that weird quadratic formula that you're trying to figure out. But everybody that broke 100 points this week broke it not by a sliver. I mean, I think who was the lowest point that broke 100, and I think it was Oscar. And everybody else almost broke more than 120 this week, and that's good.
And look who did it. It was guys that were in the beer bitch race last week: Samson, Danny, Richard. Those guys were at the bottom, and they just go out there and they perform 1 week, and all of a sudden, don't they feel better about themselves? The Bears, they showed a pulse on Thursday night, and fucking Richard goes out and smashes AJ. AJ lost that game on Thursday. I mean, let's just call it what it is. AJ lost that game on Thursday. When you leave a Thursday game with 70 points, you don't feel so good. So yeah, you're right, dude. A bunch of points are being scored out there. Not necessarily everybody in the beer bitch race, and let's go there to the battle of the twins, because Tavo drops 119, and Team Ortiz, he stays at 1-4. He scores 71 points. When I look at his team, it's rough. It is rough, dude. He had Jonathan Taylor. He probably felt better. He'll probably feel better going forward. I don't think that's going to surprise anybody to hear me say that. But that wide receiver situation at Team Ortiz, that's not good. That is not good. DJ Chark and Chris Godwin are probably his best options. I mean, if you like Josh Reynolds, okay, but what do you guys think about is he currently in last place? He's currently in last place.
Yep. I agree with you. I think JT is going to do a slow, steady, bounce back from his first game. You don't know how fast that's going to be, and you don't know what panic Ortiz. I mean, it's not about how JT gets better or how fast. It's about when his overall team can eke out a win and give him a better record. It is scary. Tyler Higbee now with cutback, like I don't see anybody right now on his team other than maybe DeAndre Swift, Patrick Mahomes, and reliably, that's about it for me.
Yeah, and then even Mahomes hasn't had that stellar what we're used to yet. Dude, don't get it twisted. Like, Kelsey and Mahomes can be as good as they want, but to be a fantasy stud, they don't have a number one receiver, and that makes a difference. Look at Joe Burrow. As soon as he remembered, oh yeah, I got Jamar Chase on my team. It makes a difference, dude. Kirk Cousins leads the league in touchdown passes. Why? Because he remembers who his fucking number one wide receiver is. Patrick Mahomes knows it's Kelsey, but Kelsey's not breaking 70-yard touchdown runs. That's not his game, man. So I don't know, and I'll give Diego this one. I don't know if Mahomes will finish as a top 5 fantasy quarterback. He might finish as a top 5 real life quarterback, top 3, top 2, but fantasy-wise, I think it matters that they don't have a true number one. I have their best wide receiver, and he's like 3 catches a game in Rashee Rice.
It's true. Well, you're gonna have to put.
I think he'll finish top 10, but your point is valid. It's gonna squeak. He's gonna be like right outside of the top 5.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, And listen, I got to watch that whole game on Sunday, and there isn't explosive plays coming from the Chiefs. I mean, ask AJ. He keeps dropping McKinnon for a reason. McKinnon was breaking a ton of like dink and dunks for touchdowns last year because there was somewhat of a threat on the outside. Now everybody's kind of just in there, and they're just, you can't guard Kelce because that fucking guy just gets open. I don't know how the fuck he just gets open every time, but like, yeah, I don't know. Like maybe Diego was onto something, but I mean, Jordan Love sucks anyway, so we'll get that. That's not really like a big brag over there. But yeah, Alex is 1-4. Thabo now 3-2. We talked about guns blazing. He's 3-2. He gave Victor his first loss. Shout out to Diego because now I'm in first place. 81.52. We kind of glossed over that. I'll go back to Dante real quick. We didn't talk about his team. Do you guys think now? Because he said it. When I get Kelce back, when I get Cooper Kupp back, I'm gonna be good. He drops 149 that first week with Cooper Kupp back. Tua, obviously very good. James Conner, though, on the IR. Javonte Williams was out, even though that McLaughlin kid looked pretty good for a bit. But
Yeah,
do you think with Thielen, Nakua, Kupp, and Kelce and Tua, do you think Dante is clearly, even though he's still 1-4, do you think he's clearly going to be out of the BB race?
I mean, I'll let Samson elaborate, but just taking a quick glance at his if he goes injury less for the rest of the season, yeah, he has I would say a decent team. He has a get out of the beer bitch race team if you're just looking at it right now. But I mean, it's your starting roster. I mean, I don't know. Tajay Spears had a good game, but how dependable is he? I don't know. I think that if his team stays healthy, I think so. I think he can get out. Roshan Johnson's out. I don't know for how long.
It's a concussion. I think only one person has come back the week after a concussion so far this year. They're like being a little bit more strict with coming back from concussions. But I mean, when he does come back, I think Khalil Herbert's going to be out for a long time. So Roshan might be the number one if he does play this week against the Vikings, and the Vikings don't have a good run defense. So, but I do think that he's so stacked at receiver and tight end and quarterback that you can get away a little bit with not top RBs. Like
Agreed.
that's the way I'm looking at my team now, is like I'm so good with Josh Allen, Etienne, and David Montgomery that I can survive with Christian Kirk and Josh Palmer and Zay Flowers, and like a fucking tinker like AJ does with the receivers. Because if you're stacked everywhere else, you can get away with not being so stacked on every position, because nobody's stacked at every position. I don't think.
No, nobody's stacked at all.
Somebody's raising their hand right now, like, sure, I am, Patty.
Yeah,
I am.
No,
hit us up in the comments if you feel
Yeah.
if you feel that way. Now, if you're gonna put Team Ortiz's team right next to Dante's team and compare them, Dante has the higher upside. He's got just the better players at each position, even running back. I don't think Dante's running back situation is that dire. McLaughlin, I know he's an unknown. He's a rookie, but he was showing there was some hype behind him in the offseason. So, people believe in him out there, and, so far so good. We'll see what he can do with that. And Puka Nacua, even with Cooper Kupp back, I mean, I'll take that all day.
I said on the radio
that
show,
production all day.
I said on the radio show, they're the new. I feel like they're going to be the new Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. Like both guys are going to just have weeks every week.
Because Stafford can support that.
Because McVay does not like to run the ball. He just doesn't. Unfortunate.
And it also adds that elusiveness to their offensive game, where people are just automatically going to go into a Rams game and go, all right, everybody on Kupp, everybody on Puka. And let's not forget, he still has Higbee. And even though I took a flyer on Tutu Atwell, he's still there. I mean,
and they traded Van Jefferson today because they liked those three. Yeah. And they like Skoranek too.
So they have a lot of people that can make some plays. So if you double up on Puka, if you double up on Cooper, like considering that they stay healthy the rest of the season, I still think that offense is just going to be a world beater. The problem is going into those later season games where everybody has a chance to shine, and you kind of Stafford gets a little bit more comfortable with his receivers, how many mouths are there to feed? Right now it's all the hype because Cooper Kupp's back, but does he just become the hype guy? Is it just a 50-50 split between him and Puka? Do they want to feed everybody else? I mean, who knows? But
I think it was 12 targets to Kupp and 10 to Nakua, if I remember correctly, something like that. Like, so if you throw the ball 50, you throw the ball 50, 12, 11. If you throw the ball 50 times, there's plenty to go around. That's for damn sure.
So yeah, Dante might be in a good spot.
Dante might be in a good spot, and he's desperate.
So.
He just put his whole team on the trade wire, so on the trading block. I mean, so
and then Roshan Johnson and Tajay Spears. I mean, those are guys that are supposed to take over the backfield for their respective teams. Who knows when and who knows if it will happen? But there's upside to Dante's team that I don't see on Team Ortiz's team.
Quick shout out to the live viewers again. Alex with his clown comment, and AJ says Karen Williams screwed, even though. I believe he thinks Kyron Williams is who we're talking about.
Yes.
But yes, Karen Williams is screwed, AJ. Yes. By the way, AJ, let's get to you since you're chiming in here. AJ, toothless. That is so hard to say. Ruthless, toothless. 86 points.
You got to practice before that.
86 points. Lamar Jackson, terrible fucking game. I watched so much of that game. Yeah. He threw an interception on the goal line. Oh, yay. Cam Akers. Tell me you're desperate without telling me you're desperate. Matt Breida didn't ever step up like people wanted him to while Saquon was away because he's on the worst team in the NFL, maybe. Garrett Wilson, boom or bust. If he don't score, he's not going to do anything. That's just what it is. Jacoby Myers, solid. Jimmy Garoppolo loves that guy.
Yep.
Loves that guy. And then his bread and butter, his two tight ends that he's desperately trying to get rid of, Sam Laporta and Mark Andrews both performed, but still only good enough for 86. And would it really have mattered? Would AJ have got to 133 points because the Bears panic level 3? Is he going to drop it to panic level 2 now? Is it go up and down per win?
Little. Every season, Richard is the Chicken Little.
Yeah. I'm adding Alex in here, but I muted him because there's some background.
Bro, Richard is by far the most triggered, panic. Everything
every year
is a disaster. Everything is nuclear and atomic, and he's not even, I don't know how close he's ever been to be the beer bitch, but I'm always so funny because in week 1, he's like, that's it.
Yeah.
There
it is. Might as well go dress shopping. Might as well
it's
go.
Like the ultimate reverse jinx. It worked for him one time, and now he always has to do it.
Do they? Oh my God. You got to change your goddamn battery on that smoke alarm.
So I'm in a work meeting. So I just wanted to make an appearance here.
All right. So just go ahead and chug, and you can be on your way then.
So give me 1 second here. Let me mute these guys.
Yeah. Make sure you're off camera.
Just want to make an appearance here. I just want to put it on record and on video that I haven't been this scared in my life a long time. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to make the video because of this work thing, so I chugged already. I'm happy to send another chug. That's I'll chug 10 times in a row if it helps my chances here not being a BB.
Text it to me and I'll play it right now.
I can't hear you that well. Let me see. I don't know if
I'm so proud of Alex. I'm so proud of you, dude.
Send Patty the video.
Yeah, text me the video. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you guys. I was hearing you guys earlier. In any case, I need to keep on this meeting.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna get him out of here.
Hey, I will say this. I'm proud of Mr. Ortiz. Look, he's at the bottom of the barrel. His team's in shambles. I don't know how he's gonna escape this. But he's sending the chugs. He's taking it on the chin. He's scared shitless, but he's still, he hasn't left the group.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he can just spend the money and get a hologram of Thavo when he was a beer bitch and just have it paraded around the draft next year. Who's going to be able to tell? We were talking about Ruthless Toothless because Richard, DJ Moore was wide open all game. Cole Kmet always puts up points and just solid all the way around. Alvin Kamara's back, Jeff. You got any comment about Alvin Kamara?
He's looking great. He's looking good. I don't necessarily like it for the Olave implications, but I think that it's way too many guys on that field now, and I don't know exactly when Kamara is just gonna go off and just take the lion's share. But Olave, some real world implications for me in fantasy is that Olave has been kind of on a downtick. Now I know he's dealing with that sprained ankle. I mean, that might have something to do with it, coupled along with the fact that his quarterback sucks, our quarterback. But Kamara's looking great, man. Though. Yeah, Kamara's looking really good, and I just hope that they start feeding it a little bit more down the field. I knew that when I drafted Olave, though. He's my long shot guy. He's a big play guy if and when he's healthy.
Was it weird to watch the Saints just like fucking annihilate the Patriots? Like, are people's minds blown right now how bad the Patriots are? Like, is it jarring to see, like, what was it, 30-3 or something? What was the final score? Like 38-3?
Nasty. It was nasty.
Yeah.
And my defense.
It was a shutout. It was 0.
It was 0.
34-0.
They scored 3 last week. So they scored 3 points in 2 weeks. That's wild, dude. That's freaking wild. Okay, I got the
Mac Jones, baby. Mac Jones era.
Share
Dude,
a tab.
Mac Jones had a negative fantasy day, and they did put in Zappy.
Damn. Well, here's the chug. Can you guys hear it?
No,
I can't hear it.
Okay. Well, we'll enjoy it in silence. Probably not saying anything enlightening, anyways.
Lightning. Chargers.
I see what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if you did it, Patty, but I see what Samson picked up.
A little. I tried to do a little bit. Dude. He's gotten so much better at chugging.
Oh my god, he's so good.
Well,
he's gotten so much.
So much.
Yeah, now he's just doing it for shits and giggles too.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Look, everything was great, but one last thing on AJ, because I love AJ. He's trying. You can't say he's not. He's throwing his fillers out there, but he's double stacked right now with those 2 tight ends. Now I know that he's trying to get rid of them, and as he should, because that's the only real trade bait that he has. So I mean, I would still encourage him to try to go find something that's gonna even out his team, because everybody else on this team is not dependable, man.
Yeah, but at the same time, with the tight end bonus, is it wise to trade it when those guys are just going to catch 7 to 8 balls a game?
They both had phenomenal games, and he lost. They both had phenomenal games, and he lost.
Yeah.
And what did he score this week?
86.
You're not going to win. You're not going to win with 2 players having really good games, and you have 86 points. And by the way, he had good games that are not usual for some of his other starters. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he also had it's as bad as it gets, the top half of his team. Lamar, Akers, Breida, that's just bad. But then you look at his bench, there's nothing there.
No.
He
does not have a complete team.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a complete starting lineup, and he has nothing in his bench, obviously.
Yeah. So, but if you're looking for a tight end, I too would trade Kittle. I know AJ's yelling at the screen right now because do you guys want to hear a funny story? I cock blocked the fuck out of AJ making a trade on Saturday in an Uber. So we were on our way to fall. It was AJ riding shotgun, Chet, and me, and we were on our way to fall, and they agreed on a trade like that, like in front of me. And I was like, I feel like I can't let this happen in front of me so easily. So I literally looked at Chet and I was like, I swear on my mother, he was on his phone about to hit confirm. And I go, you don't want Kittle instead? And he just looked at me. And he looked at me, dude.
Well done.
He looked at me like, what? And I was like, I mean, I'll do that trade for Kittle. And he goes, basically the same thing. Like he was about to accept Laporta. He was about to accept Laporta. And I was like, dude, I'll do that trade for Kittle, no problem. And he was like, and it just fucked with his mind. And all day, AJ was giving me shit. And then I was just like in Chad's ear all day, like, hey, I'll do the trade. I text Chad today. I was like, hey, I'll still do the trade. And dude, it was fucking hilarious. I was like, I feel like I couldn't let a trade happen so easy in front of me.
Yeah, hell no.
Yeah.
They shouldn't.
You did well, Patty. Well done.
I know. And it definitely would have balanced AJ's team a lot more. But I'll keep it in house. I won't say because I don't want.
I know Jerome Ford is involved. I'm sure.
I might still try and talk to Chet. But all right, that shit was fucking hilarious, though, dude.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Speaking of Che, he takes the L out of nowhere. Fired up. Now, Jesus Christ drops 145 points. Thank you, Justin Fields. 32 points from him.
Yep.
Get a huge game from fucking speak of Undertaker, dude. How about George Pickens and Dallas Goddard? Dude, that's when you have 3 guys put up 25 or more. I mean, you're in good position.
Your defense almost put up 25. You know, it's like he had a really good week.
Yeah. And Chet, not so great. Obviously, when your quarterback goes out early on, that's always going to be rough. McCaffrey, back to normal. I mean, 4 touchdowns a game is not normal as much as he might think it is because it's Chet. So, I mean, you can't be mad about 12, anything above like 10, really, can you? Like, I don't what for your first round pick, what's the minimum? Like, what do you expect
15.
for your first 15?
For your first round pick, yeah. I'm expecting 15.
All right. So yeah, just not an overall great week from him, but he did that's what happens when you lose a quarterback. But he has Brock Purdy, so he'll play Brock Purdy going forward. And he'll be fine, I think.
And he will be happy.
Yeah.
And I think listen, there's a lot of Steeler running back on Danny's team, but that's not bad. If somebody needs a quarterback, I would be Danny texting everybody to start to trade either Fields or Lawrence to try and get some sort of running back. If Danny does that, safe, in my opinion.
Let's see. Yeah. I mean, it just kind of depends on how often you're going to get that kind of performance from Pickens and Goddard, but it's still, he overshot. So even if you land on earth again, I think Danny has something worth messing with. I again, man, like this whole league is just kind of like RB0 needs to be an option for you, and you need to go find other options on how to balance out your team. But CeeDee Lamb he was non-existent on that blowout game.
No Cowboy,
dude, no Cowboy. And Justin Fields, here's the question: how often is he going to be doing that? And I know that he finds
more often than not,
and then he blasts off, but. I don't know.
He'll have stinkers against good teams, and he'll have these games against bad teams. Because that's what he did last year.
Stinkers, he'll get some garbage points. Like Fields has a high floor.
For sure.
Just because he runs.
Yeah.
Just because he runs. Like when you have a guy that runs, there's always a threat.
But is Danny going to continue to have big games? I don't think he will next week because guess who's on bye week? Week 6.
The Steelers. Right.
Steelers are on bye.
Right.
So he is in a world of hurt. And lucky that we don't officially have this chug rule for leaving in 0 points in your lineup. I don't think he's going to drop his players.
Here's what's hilarious, dude. The Packers are on bye week, and he's playing Diego.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Their favorite teams are on bye week.
So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens there. But you're right. I listen, what I mean by safe is out of beer bitch. I think if Danny can solidify a running back, because you don't need Fields and Lawrence. You just don't. Not in this league. So if you can get rid of one and get yourself a running back, if it's out there, to me, I think the dress is, you can put it away finally, I think. But you never know. It's all luck. Like, what if Dante plays the top scorer every fucking week? You never know. Like, you never know in this league. And I bet you, that's what Alex is always saying. It's all luck.
Well, there's also the roll of the die on the waiver wire. The way that we have it set up, and I know me and Sam have talked about it before, there's that extra variable there because almost every week there is a dude, a running back that you need to pick up. Somebody that's just going to at least give you a chance. And the way that the waiver wire is constructed right now is like, who knows? Yeah. Who knows if you're going to be that guy that's going to be able to pick him up,
Yep. And finally, our final matchup, Los Sunday Scaries goes down to Team OS Lopez. I didn't realize that Oscar had such a boring team name either. I thought it was something different, but either way, Oscar takes the win, 116-84. Los Sunday Scaries. He had just a bad week from his running backs, and I told him and I'll throw his business out there. I don't give a shit. He's got a lot of running backs. He needs help with the receivers. And Ronald Dobbs, or what's his name? Ronald Dobbs or Dobbs of the Packers? Nothing, because Jordan Love stinks. Romeo Dobbs?
Yeah, isn't it?
I don't even know. So I know Alan's like, I was talking to Alan on Saturday too. He's like, I like having that fourth running back. I like having that fourth running back. All right, well, enjoy him on the bench because you ain't got shit for receivers. So
I can't say that I haven't tried, and I don't know. I felt like there was something nice, a little meat on that bone, but
yeah,
we'll only see. Look, there's going to be this point where it's going to come back to haunt him in the ass, or bite him in the ass rather, or haunt him. And because he is feeling comfortable right now, I get it. I think a lot of people have now. How many people are 3-2 now? Like feeling on that high now, going back down to reality, 3-2. I think Adan needs to really start thinking about it. And like you said, he has his options at RB. Everybody's hurting at RB. Like, do some math, dude. You got some leverage here.
I think he said something to the point on Saturday saying, I like going to bed with trade offers coming to me instead of me sending out trade offers. He's like, it's the first time it's ever happened. So would you rather sleep good at night or would you rather have an RB? Like, you choose, Adan.
Yeah, just be smart.
He said everybody's hit him up. Everybody's hit him up about it.
Of course. And why wouldn't you? And especially if the people that are hitting him up have some good options. I mean, look, if he really does believe that the ball's in his court, then make it juicy, make it enticing for yourself, and get ahead of this. Get ahead of a potential broken ankle, you know?
You know what I hate about Adan? You send him a trade offer and he just leaves it. He doesn't reject or accept. He just leaves it.
You know, I don't like that at all, because then you're sitting there not knowing if you even saw it. Did you even see it? And you just,
reject.
What if it was a blockbuster trade that you really wanted to take? Reject it.
Fucking reject. Or what if you leave it,
he rejected,
and then the dude you wanted gets hurt, and he just goes in there, hits accept real quick, you know?
Right, exactly.
Like, that's not illegal.
That's why I always put
it's a dick move, but I do it. I would do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there a timer?
Yeah, I always put like a time limit on my trades. Yeah. And then what I just found out recently is that every time you do that, the other person gets a notification that says you just got sent an exploding trade offer.
Yep.
Check it out now. It's like, and it's like some fucking bench for fucking your star player.
And I figured that out
shit
2 Thursdays ago when AJ kept altering the trade time just so it would come back in my timeline. So he would just go from like 24 hours to like 18 hours. Like he would just kept fucking when he was like, you don't want to do this, Patty? So there you go. That is a week 5 in the books. Like we said, myself and Victor 4-1, 6 guys at 3-2. Jeff, Tavo, Oscar, Che, Alan, and Diego. Diego's 3-2. I didn't
barely. He has 440 points scored. He belongs. Yeah. He's the Oscar of last year.
I mean, you're 20 points in front of him, so.
Yeah, and I'm down there where I belong with that.
He belongs. Right. My bad.
I'm saying he belongs with me.
I don't know. It's like they need more lines on the standings. I thought you were the 2 and 3 and 2.
Shit, yeah, you're right.
No, I'm still.
I've outscored the whole league, but I'm in number 3 because of my record. I'm up there with you guys right now, but dude, 3-2. That's this
what is this little so if you go to the league and under points allowed, there's a little poop emoji next to me. That means the most points scored against, right?
The most points scored against, yeah.
So why Jeff the most points scored for? I feel like that should be a better. Like, why is he laughing? Like, it should be better. Like,
what do you mean?
Sure.
I don't like that emoji to describe. Like the top one.
Oh, I don't see it. What are you guys looking at?
If you go to points 4 for you, Jeff, there's a little smiley face next to your.
Yeah.
And if you go to me, points against, there's a little poop emoji because everybody keeps shitting on me.
Well, you can laugh about it, Mr. 4-1. You're on a 2-week winning streak. Look,
for now.
You're catching up to Jeff. You got 603. He's got 645 points final.
Yeah, I scored 1, whatever it was this week
gap.
without Justin Jefferson. He only scored 4 points this week, so I hope to keep that going somehow. But here is go ahead. I was just going to wrap it up.
Nothing except that I just saw that I'm playing AJ next week, so
I'm playing Alex.
Yeah, so you're playing Alex, I'm playing AJ. I feel like These are
God,
the games that he's gonna win. He's gonna squeak out a fucking win.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, fuck this motherfucker.
Yeah. But the beautiful thing about that is I used to be so scared about losing to guys at the bottom because it head to head mattered. And now that it doesn't, I'm like, whatever. You know, if you squeak out a win, okay. But like at least that head to head doesn't fuck you up anymore when it comes to the beer bitch race. But that's funny that 2 1-4 teams are playing 2 4-1 teams next week. Like that. So here is the beer bitch.
4-1 and 3-2.
Here is the 1-4 guys. Alex is the beer bitch leader right now, 1-4 with the fewest points scored. Ruthless Toothless is 1-4 as well with about 20 some more points than him. And Sakurai's yelling at us, I shouldn't be in here, because he scored about 100 plus more points than both these guys. So that is where we stand for the beer bitch race. Any final word here, gentlemen?
It's no, the only thing I'll say is that I like it. I like the chaos. I think it's completely chaotic right now. I think that we're going to be getting into some real Richard panic level stuff. And it's let's get out of this next buy is we're going to have a better understanding of what the prognosis is going to be for everybody's team going forward. I would urge everybody to take a look at their team and let's get the trading stuff happening. That's what makes it fun.
There's been a lot of trades, just like not blockbuster yet. I mean, I guess Mahomes has been traded twice, right? So
Mahomes has been, but mostly useless trades. There's been,
Well, it wasn't useless on Sunday when fucking McLaughlin looked like the next coming of goddamn Barry Sanders in the first quarter. I was like, what the fuck? I don't even know who the fuck he was when they traded him.
Yeah.
I think I even said I don't know either of those guys. Anyways, collusion. I still beat it.
Rookies.
All right, Kamish. Final word, waiver wire pickup of the week.
Yeah, I got a fun one for that. I have no idea. And speaking of guys that we don't fucking know anything, but this guy, he's if you go to the trending tab on the waiver wire, his name is Emari de Mercado. Plays for the Cardinals, running back. He had a good game. I have no idea what the fuck this is, and actually I did not watch his game, or I've never seen him play football in my life.
Yeah,
but he's the highest trending pickup this week. So there you go. Waiver wire pick of the week, guys. Emari de Mercado. Go get him.
Emari de Mercado.
De Mercado.
De Mercado. Hey. That's a good game. When you take I don't have the starting. I'm nowhere near the top, so I'm not getting him. But hey, good luck with that. All right, everybody, we out. We back next week. Good luck.
Thanks for being back, Danny.
And may the chugs keep coming.
Let's go.
Peace.